joy and sadness. Joy because the end to a 13-year struggle is near. And sadness because I fear this is the last time that I will ever see some of my dearest friends. But before any of the diplomas are passed out or anyone starts crying, I would just like to say I wish everyone the best of luck in their future endeavors and to go with God's speed. And finally, remember yesterday, hope for tomorrow, live for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharif. Would the parents and family members of Sheila Ann McKeechee please stand? Sheila Ann McKeechee is our salutatorian. She is a daughter of Marion Merrimum, ranked second in a class of 267. Throughout her high school years, Sheila was involved in pep band, key club, FHA, math club, outdoor education program, sophomore boosters, junior boosters, student council treasurer, science Olympiad, Olympics of the Mind, nurses aid, teachers aid, National Honor Society, Leaders Are Readers, and the North and South Stepping Out in Style fashion show. Sheila will be attending Wittenberg University on a $3,000 renewable scholarship majoring in education. Ms. McKeechee.
First of all, I'd like to thank all the friends and family that have come to see us, the graduates of 1990. With their support and by their example, we have learned to become young adults ready to take our place in society. I'd also like to extend a special thanks to all the teachers, counselors, and faculty for all their help throughout our 4 years of high school. I'm not sure if even we ourselves realize the time and energy these people contribute, whether we were willing students or not. They have done their best to prepare us for the future, and whether we as individuals have decided on a college or the workforce, I believe they can rest assured that they have helped us to plan and accomplish our future goals. The opportunities at South, such as extracurricular activities and the courses available, have also helped us to prepare for our future. Whether we took advantage of all the opportunities is doubtful, and later on in life we might regret those missed opportunities. But as adults, we must realize that other opportunities and possibilities will present themselves throughout our lives. Right now, I'd like to read an article that my mom wrote about my grandpa's memories of his deceased wife, and hopefully these memories that he had will be just as important as our memories of South that we'll have. Grandpa had been reading from the New Testament that morning, as he had made a practice of doing every morning at breakfast since Grandma's passing. The story was of a woman who brought Jesus' perfume in an alabaster box. The fragrance of the box filled the room and was a witness of her good deed. After reading, though not expecting any help that morning from God's word, his eyes rested on something in the kitchen, and he was looking at it. The thought came to him, France bought that. She liked that sitting there. How long had it been there? Then he looked all around the kitchen. Things that had come into the kitchen at different times because it caught her eye as pretty, useful or needed for her house and family. Dad got up from the kitchen table and began walking throughout the house. First one room and then another, just looking at what had been there for years, but seeing it all in a new way. Though Mom was no longer in the house, the whole house showed her presence, everywhere he cared to look. Grandpa said I went around to each room and saw. I had to say, France picked that out. She wanted that. She bought it home and placed it there. And through the home he knew by heart, he saw Grandma in a new way. For except for the house he had built and provided from working each day, all that was within that house, the real thought, involvement, and caring had been because of Mom. And that home was also the items she had gathered from her life. There was the school papers from the one-room schoolhouse to the purse she carried when they dated, along with Grandpa's letters. There were items from each of their children from an upstairs attic. They had saved cards from all who had sent them, filling boxes. There was the pillow where Grandma had rested her head during her last illness. Great joy and peace for Grandpa that day in place of the sadness and loneliness he had been feeling. Grandpa said never to forget we each have an alabaster box that will leave behind the perfume of our lives long after we are gone. And I know all of us as graduates here today, we all have memories of South and all the things we've accomplished at South. And our memories of South will always cherish. And people who we knew at South, the teachers, the faculty, they'll all remember us too, the things we've done. Thank you.
This is a very solemn affair, and many folks are here to enjoy the graduation of something they've waited 13 years for. To help us celebrate that, at this point in time, our choir is going to bring to us two numbers. Would those senior members of the choir please now make your way to the choir? The first number they will be doing is entitled, Come Follow Me. It will feature Amy Harshman on the flute and Miss Kathleen Balling, director. The second number is entitled, It's Hard to Say Goodbye. Miss Balling, when you're ready. While attending South High School, Julie was active in drama, choir, math team and math club, chess team, spirit club, and Upward Bound. Julie was elected to National Honor Society during her junior year. And this fall, Julie will be attending Wooster College on a $40,000 scholarship. And will then go on to the University of Michigan in a 5-year dual degree program in which she will receive a degree in computer science and another degree in mechanical engineering. Miss Evans.
Classmates, families, friends, and others, I'd like to thank you for coming as I bid farewell to the class of '90 and tell you what graduation means. The G in graduation stands for numerous wonderful things. It stands for grades, which took us up or down like a swing. It represents goodbyes, or it can make me happy if I go home afterwards and find my room full of graduation gifts. The R in graduation stands for biggie, responsibility. It increases every day, whether or not we want it to be. Next is A, which can represent our growth into adulthood. As adults, I hope we each can do our part to make the world feel good. Next is my favorite letter, which is my ticket out of Homa. The letter D, which all you should like too because it stands for diploma. The U stands for the universities where many of us have chosen to be. It stands for more work, more notes, and more grades for us to achieve. The second A, which stands for the armed forces, the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, and those who made this choice made it for one important reason, to be all that they can be. The T stands for teachers, who besides teaching perform many other acts. They work so hard to make us learn, and yet they still have no contracts. The I, it teaches us to gain impotence, which each new success we ought to realize the importance of our I and avoid being idle idiots. Next is O, which represents all new opportunities. We must learn to make the most of them so that one day they may carry us. The final letter is the N, which stands for our own special network. Like a spider's web, we'll stick together even when it is jerked. So now it's time to say goodbye from me to all my friends. After 4 years of being together, this is how it ends. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. I'll see you at the next reunion of our dear old South High.
We have, if we would stand, please, we have Ms. Linda Schaefer, President, Mr. Fred Robinson, Vice President, Mr. John Sayers, member, and Ms. Phyllis Silkey, member. Ms. Mickle is with us, but she's in the crowd someplace. Give them a round of applause, please. Thank you for doing this, folks. Appreciate it. Members of our South High School administration, we have Mr. Rick Butler, Assistant Principal. Mr. Mike Whitmore, Assistant Principal. The lady who gives us class and sophistication, Ms. Mary Durgans. And I'm going to be killed tomorrow for doing this, but there's just someone I have to recognize here tonight, someone who has organized what we're doing here tonight, typewritten all that we've done here tonight, and that's Miss Sandy Warren, my secretary. It is now an honor and a pleasure to introduce to you the Superintendent of Springfield City Schools, Mr. Jim Franz.
Thank you very much, Dr. Evans. I'm glad to be here, and as I look over the graduating class tonight, there's still a number of you I remember from middle school, and all I can say really is you've grown, and it looks like you've come through in a real great way. Tonight you're heading out east, west, north, or south, and many new roads are opening up to you. You've packed up your gear, and now you're ready to head out on what we would call, I guess, the road of life. What roads are you prepared to take? They're the freeway, the back roads, the country lanes, the two-lane roads, and so forth, and many roads are beckoning, and in your lifetime you'll probably go over them all at one time or another. It's important that you realize that when you're taking a trip like this, the trip of life, you're going to have to take baggage with you of one sort or another, and certainly tonight you have many talents to take, energies to expend, strengths and limitations, and you are free to take what you will. But remember, each road has its own hazards, and you travel through life at your own risk. Tonight you have plenty of energy, and most of you probably feel tall enough to take on the world, in fact, by yourself. You may want to take the free road to the peak of life and do it fast, to go to places of fun and extravagance quickly. And contrary to what some of you may hear from others, life is not one big party, but in fact it can be very enjoyable. Racing down the highway, plunging into an unknown immediately may be exciting, may seem that way, but it really won't work. You need to take time for thoughtful planning and make preparations for where you're going. Your energy and your vitality will take you a long way, but it won't take you there without some other things. At this point, you carry in your gear some strengths and limitations. Your diploma, which will be forthcoming tonight, your friendships, your talents will all be central forces for you as you go down the road. As you travel, however, you need to be sure that you leave some of the baggage behind. You don't want to step into the future or into your future saddled with limitations that will keep you from reaching your goals. Skepticism, for example, that bout with uncertainty, that sneaky feeling that it cannot be done. The Wright brothers, for example, received their share of scoffing from their neighbors, and 50 years ago, the man in the moon was really just a legend, not a real earthly being walking across the mountains and hills and flatlands of the moon. If you want to succeed on your travels down the road, you need to leave skepticism behind, that I'm afraid I can't do it attitude. Many people also carry the criticism or the limitation of criticism with them as if it were a precious commodity. Criticism is a negative attribute, and you'll find it far more satisfying to study the positive approach and grasp for yourself the best of any situation. Criticism, in fact, is a weakening limitation, and it creeps up on you unexpectedly and saps your energy. As you travel down the highways of the future, leave behind narrow prejudices. You will need every friend you can attract, be that friend black or white, worker or executive, man or woman, and you need to gather people to you as you go along your way. And if you want success in life, always be sensitive to the feelings of those around you. In the words of J.A. Holmes, for example, he said, "It is well to remember that the entire population, with one exception, is composed of others. Leave your limitations behind and counterbalance them with your strengths, positivism, idealism, patriotism, even a little bit of traditionalism for your love of family, friends, and country. Those are the solid foundations upon which you can build. In fact, we look at hope and courage for lifting the load off your back as you travel along exploring life, and we trust that you reach your destination surely, and you will if you build on those strengths. Having scuttled your limitations, you can take to the old country lane. It's just a narrow road that you can assess your talents. Education is just the beginning, and tonight you are beginning. It has developed some of your talents, but some of your talents won't be known to you until you're middle-aged, and some of them even after that. It was apparent that many times we really don't know what our strengths are until later, and sometimes if you serve your fellow man, you are not recognized for your talents for a long time, and sometimes great men have been turned aside because their ideas seemed to be foolish at the time. Mark Twain, who himself showed great talent, did not at one time recognize the talents of another man. He had lost much money on some bad inventions. One day a tall man begged him to invest in a strange contraption, and the man said to him, "Mark, I'm only asking for $500 investment." But Mark Twain turned him down because the invention did not make sense to him. As the man was leaving, Mark Twain asked him, "What did you say your name was?" The inventor said sadly, "My name is Bell, Alexander Graham Bell. The world will not come to you. You have to show what your talents are and open up highways that will otherwise be closed to you. Your life's journey begins in a new dimension tonight. Choose the roads carefully and enjoy life to its fullest." Again, from all of us, congratulations on this commencement celebration held in your honor. Thanks and good luck.
Thank you very much, Mr. Franz. And now, Ms. Linda Schaefer, President, Springfield City Board of Education.
There are special times and events in life, moments when time seems to stand absolutely still. High school graduation is one of those moments. Commencement will soon pass, and as you leave South High School tonight, you can expect to find yourself flooded with feelings and numerous decisions. Many times we lose sight of the fact that commencement does not mean the end, but in reality, it means the beginning, the start. As each of you start your new journey, it is our hope that your education and personal growth will be a process that never stops. Graduation is a time of excitement, a time of pride, and a time of great expectation. And most of all, it is a time of celebration. A celebration by the South High School staff as 267 of you become part of a long and proud tradition. A celebration by your family and friends as they each share a heartfelt personal pride in your success. A celebration by the Springfield community as they see you receive your diplomas and complete this rite of passage as you begin your journey into adulthood. Most importantly, we are proud to share with you your own personal pride and achievements as you become high school graduates and move forward toward new dreams, new challenges, and continued personal success. Tonight's celebration of tradition, pride, and success is well earned, but will be of short duration. Today's world will not allow you the luxury of sitting back and resting on your accomplishments, but in reality, that is what makes our world such an exciting and challenging place in which to live, in which to make a difference. And it is essential you recognize that our world needs each of you to make a difference. Our society, our community, and our educational system are in a war with drugs, decay, prejudice, indifference, and trying to be all things to all people. If we are to win these wars, and win them we must, we need your youth, your enthusiasm, your commitment, and your optimism that all things are possible. President John Kennedy said almost 30 years ago, "Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike, that we are passing the torch from one generation to another." By each of you graduates beginning your journey by grasping the torch of leadership, the torch of caring, the torch of commitment, you can and will make our world a safer, brighter, and more loving place for all of us. Should you fail to explore new and expanded fields, you may find many of life's opportunities will pass you by. As Booker T. Washington said, success is not measured so much by the position one has reached in life as by the obstacles which one has overcome while trying to succeed. It is vital that each of you realize and believe that your futures are boundless and will be limited only by the limits you place upon yourselves. Before you receive your diploma and begin your new journey, you still have a few precious moments left before high school becomes a memory. Tonight is the end, tomorrow is the beginning, and you are the future. May your journeys be filled with peace and happiness.
Well, we've had a whole lot of people stand here tonight. I wonder if this point in time, if we couldn't have all the parents of the seniors please stand. Seniors, you know what to do. Mr. Franz, would you join me at the microphone, please? Mr. Franz, the faculty and administration of South High School, both severally and independently, declare these graduates have met all conditions, criteria, and requirements as set forth by the Ohio State Department of Education and the Springfield City Board of Education. Therefore, by the authority vested in me as principal of South High School, it is with great pride and honor that I have the opportunity to present to you, both formally and officially, the graduating class of 1990.
Thank you very much, Dr. Evans. I accept the presentation with joy and pride, and at this point, I think it's about time for us to get diplomas.
There is just one more thing that I would ask. Many have traveled hundreds of miles to be here tonight to hear their grandchild, their niece, their nephew, their son, their daughter's name called, and I would ask that you please refrain from applause until all seniors have received their diplomas, and then let's give them a real wildcat welcome. Let us begin. Amira Saba Abdullah. Charlene Viola Adams. Larry David Adams. Michael Todd Atkins. Michael J. Alexander. Karen Lanice Arnold. Shannon P. Arthur. Margaret K. Arvin. Shauna Denise Avery. Billy Joe Ayers. Tanya Lynn Ballantyne. Jennifer Christine Lachelle Bartz. Tiffany J. Bell. Jody L. Beller. Terrence K. Black. Toby Lee Blair. Shonda K. Bray. Lucy R. Brewer. Maria Renee Britz. Johnny Michael Brooks. Angela Michelle Brown. Brian Watson Brown. Buddy Roger Brown Jr. Scott Allen Brown. Tracy Ann Bruce. Benjamin James Burke. Marvin Nick Burks Jr. Melissa Ann Bush. Angela Marie Carr. Israel L. Carter. Kelly Lynn Carter. Alvin Jesse Caudell. Kelly Lavon Chambers. Aaron DeWitt Channels. Shane Richard Chapman. Frankie A. Chenault. Alfie Leanne Chilton, Jerry Eugene Kloss, Mary Elizabeth Cobb, Curtis Craig Coberly, Tracy Eugene Cole, Ernest Cornelison, Sean J. Crable, Kimberly Jane Craig, Richard L. Crawford, Tasha M. Crow, April Rachelle Crawley, Charles Cunningham, Stephen M. Curtin, Brian Douglas Curtis, Alice Christine Cutlet, Jason Andrew Daly, Tammy Lynette Daniel, Christopher L. Davis, Keena Y. Davis, Shamanika Q. Davison, Godfrey Scott Day, Scott Eric Day, Gregory Stephen Dicer, Angela Marie DePriest, Larry Christopher DeWitt, Susan Michelle Durlam, Keisha Marie Dodds, Wendy Ann Donovan, Jason Andrew Doughty, Scott A. Droe, Amy Michelle Dunphy, William B. Early, Michael Wayne Alinger, Scott Allen Early, Edward Dwayne Ellington, Angela D. Elliott, Scott Travis Everhart, Brian Douglas Fitch, Richard Dale Folden Jr., Tina Michelle Foster, Diaka Mutiba Freeman, Jeffrey Todd Frost, Anne Marie Geyer, Jason Blair Getz, Dewan Lee Gilmore, Sandra Lynn Gooden, Nicole Lanice Green, Catherine Joanne Grice, Brian Anderson Hall, Joseph A. Hampton, Brian Wayne Henry, Charles J. Hargrove, Robert James Harner, Johanna Nicole Harris, Rhonda Yvonne Harris, Vernon Lamont Harris, Nicole Lynette Harrison, Darren Michael Harshman, Shebra Lynette Harvey, Chanel LaFay Hawkins, Larry Jason Hurd, Leanna Lee Henry, Rosalind Yvonne Henry, Stephanie Nicole Henry, Tina Louise Henry, Holly Renee Hill, Brian Holloway, Maxine E. Holmes, Sarah Catherine Howe, Angela Jean Huey, Melissa Renee Humphrey, Jason William Heyer, Deltina E. Jackson, Moya Marie Jackson, Stephanie LaRae Jackson, Tracy Allen Jacobs, Dana P. James, Priscilla Ann J. John, Nicole Renee Johnson, Mika Lanice Jones, Brian Douglas Keith, Andre Lawan Kelly, Brenda Lynn Kelly, Aaron Thomas Kidd, Eric M. Kirby, Andrew Lee Kittles, Mark C. Owens, Stacy Nicole Oliver, James L. Oppie, Sonia Renee Orr, Eugenia Dion Owens, Jennifer Lynn Parker, Tanya Marie Parks, Sharon B. Pence, Deborah Lynn Penrod, Jason L. Phillips, Amy Lynn Poole, Monica Marlene Porter, Ronald Edward Powell, Brent Eugene Predmore, Capitola Sue Predmore, Lisa Lynn Ratliff, Laura L. Ratliff, Rebecca A. Ratliff, Ken L. Redmond, Lori Renee Reeder, Nicole Elizabeth Reel, Gregory Allen Rhodes, Andrea Renee Richards, Michelle Lee Richmond, Christopher Scott Roach, Diana Lynn Robinson, James Lynn Robinson, Daniel Rosales, Shenevlin Rayshawn Ross, Terrence Lamar Sanders, Craig Allen Song, Cynthia K. Shaw, Tina Marie Sherman, Tamara Elizabeth Shropshire, Tanya Carlene Seibel, Brett Allen Simpson, Julie Ann Simpson, Michelle Lynn Six, Michelle Lynn Skaggs. David Anthony Smith. John Paul Smith. Shane David Smith. Patrina Latrice Smoot. Adam Wade Sparks. Mark Anthony Sparks. Christina Michelle Springer. Jaton R. Stanford. Gary C. Stevens. Walter R. Sturgeon. Marcia Lovell Swain. Siobhan Renee Swain. Kelly S. Taylor. Diana Lee Thomas. Sheila Ann Thomas. Timothy Allen Thompson. Jacqueline Renee Tolliver. Seymour Lewis Truitt. Jean Ann D. Turner. Shasta Jean Tussey. Anthony K. Walker. Regina Lynn Walker. Loretta Lynn Wallace. Michelle Annette Wallace. Angela Dawn Ward. Tracy Lynn Watson. Stephanie Elmore Watts. Ricky Yvetta Westmoreland. Jacques Carlton White. Angela Marie Wilkerson. Matthew Keith Williams. Mana Renee Williams. Monica Felicia Williams. Otis Eugene Williams Jr. Renee Jean Williams. Mary T.L. Willis. Dolly Louise Wingo. David Allen Wren. Carmen Yvette Wright. Leanne C. Yancey. Deborah Dawn Young. Terry Lynn Young. Sharif L. Rogers. Noel Adam Cunningham. Randall Keith Domigan. Sheila Ann McKeechee. Julie Nicole Evans.
I ain't throwing my hat. I'm keeping my hat. I ain't throwing my hat. That's $15. Huh? Nope. I ain't got my name in it.
Hey, graduating class, could you come back to order, please? We will now have the school alma mater. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to need these two areas open on either side of the stands for our graduates to walk through. At this time, I would like to recognize Noel Cunningham. Noel is the son of Diane Leatherman and Carrie Cunningham. He ranks 4th in a class of...